Welcome back to Fun, Fierce, Unfuckwithable. I'm Alisa Davis, and I'm so excited you're here. This podcast isn't just about me, it's about you. And it's about remembering and reclaiming your true self before the conditioning, beyond the fear, and underneath the noise of the mind. It's about breaking free from the patterns that keep you stuck and stepping into your power fully, unapologetically, and unfuckwithably. If you recall in podcast episode 19, we explored the ethereal sensitivity of the Vata dosha constitution in Ayurveda and the lunar wisdom of the reflector energy type in human design. Today we're shifting gears. We're not floating, we're deciding. We're not reflecting, we're initiating, responding, guiding, and trusting. Because today's episode is all about what happens when a big ass decision lands in your lap and you want to make it in full alignment with who you really are. I'll take you behind the scenes of a real life decision I had to make, and then show you how that same moment might unfold through the unique lenses of each human design inner authority: manifestor, generator, manifesting generator, projector, and reflector. When you know how to trust your inner authority, everything changes. There's no more spinning in your head, waiting for clarity that never comes, or outsourcing your power to someone else's opinion. Let's talk about what it actually looks like to say yes or no from truth. And just a reminder, if you're new to the Ultimate Freedom Experience, human design, Kundalini Yoga, Ayurveda, don't worry. These concepts might feel unfamiliar at first, but over time they'll start to click, and I invite you to stick with it. Explore at your own pace, and most importantly, have fun with it. You don't need to understand everything all at once. Just take what resonates and let curiosity and wonder lead the way. So, grab your tea, coffee, green smoothie, or whatever fuels your clarity and settle in. Or take me on a little walk with you. That would be fun too. The episode is for those of you standing at a crossroads, staring down a big decision and wondering how the hell to choose. This is for the ones who've been second guessing, polling the crowd, spinning in circles in the mind, when the truth has always been inside you. This is the episode that reminds you, you don't need advice. You don't need a pros and cons list. You just need to listen to the voice that's always been real, your inner authority. And today's episode is especially close to my heart because I'm bringing you behind the scenes of a real decision I just made, a big fucking one that could shift the entire direction of my business one way or the other. Now, here's the twist. I didn't make that decision with a pros and cons list. I didn't journal or manifest it into existence. And I sure as hell didn't make it on someone else's timeline. I made it in a way I was designed to make it, through my manifestor inner authority. And let me tell you, it wasn't linear, it wasn't fast, and it definitely wasn't comfortable, but it was true. And that's what this episode is about. We're diving deep into how each human design type is wired to make big decisions. Decisions about taking courses, investments, travel, relationships, job offers, and how honoring your inner authority changes everything. I'll start by sharing exactly how my own process unfolded around saying yes to a powerful new TEDx-style program I just joined. Then we'll take the same decision and walk through how it might feel for a generator, a projector, manifesting generator, and a reflector. This is real-life human design in action, not theory, not fluff. Because when you understand how your unique system is designed to operate, you stop forcing, you stop doubting, and you start trusting the wisdom already built into your body. Let's get into it. Okay, let's begin part 1, Manifester with Ego Will Authority, Real Decision Breakdown, aka to enroll or not to enroll when the urge vanishes. As I've mentioned, this wasn't a theoretical teaching for me. This was a real life decision, a big one, a scary one, a powerful one. I had to decide whether or not to enroll in a TEDx-style speaker program that would take a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money. It wasn't cheap. It was a huge commitment. It would stretch me, challenge me, and move me forward vocally, professionally, creatively, and spiritually. And I wanted it. Not just a little. I wanted it in my bones. See, this wasn't some trendy business move. I've dreamed about standing on that red dot for 30 years, ever since I healed my body, mind, and soul through the whole food, plant-based lifestyle. Back then, my deepest desire was to get on that stage and tell the world that food could save lives. Now my message is even bigger because I've remembered the truth of who I really am. And I want to bring that truth to the mic, to the stage, to the world. So, how did I make that decision? First, let me tell you what human design calls your inner authority. It's the part of your specific design that allows you to make the most aligned, brilliant decisions, not based on fear, pressure, logic, or emotion, but from your body's intelligence. It's how you access the real yes or no that's true for you. Not what your mind thinks is best, not what someone else suggests, but the truth that lives in your system. Every human design energy type has a different version of it. And when you follow yours, life flows easily and effortlessly. For me, that inner authority lives in the heart. Literally, as a manifester with a ego will heart authority, my answer couldn't come from logic, emotion, intuition, or gut. I don't wait for emotional clarity. I don't check my sacral center. I don't run it by my spleen. And I definitely don't make pros and cons lists and weigh the options. I go straight to the heart. For those of us with ego will authority, the truth has to rise from that deep place of inner alignment where desire, power, timing, and resources all converge. That includes heart desire, energetic capacity, financial sustainability, and available time. And in that very first meeting with the enrollment coach, Margaret, I had all of it. The fire was there. The energy was pulsing. The manifestor creative urge was lit. I could see the stage, the speech, the ripple effect. My heart said, I fucking want this. My energy said, let's fucking go. My schedule said, you've got the room. The only unknown was the money. So I told her I needed to crunch the numbers. That's part of ego will authority. It's not about rushing. It's about checking in. Do I truly have what I need to follow through on this desire sustainably? The will center governs money, work, resources, commitment, and follow through. This wasn't about feeling into it or analyzing it to death. It was about aligning powerfully with my yes and making sure I could back it up with the necessary resources. But then something happened. Within a day or two, the energetic fire disappeared. The manifestor surge was gone. The urge evaporated. The energy dropped out of my body. The inspiration vanished. I couldn't feel the stage anymore. The voice that had screamed yes 2 days before had gone silent. It didn't mean the idea was wrong. It didn't mean my heart had lied. It just meant the timing wasn't right anymore. And that's the thing about manifestors. We don't have consistent access to energy like generators. We don't have a reliable internal motor like the sacral center. We live in waves and cycles and bursts of power. We get struck by an energetic lightning bolt. We ride it, we create, and then it fades. And when it fades, we're not here to push. We're not here to force, not here to override. For almost a full month, I didn't make the decision. I didn't override the quiet. I didn't let my mind bully me into acting out of fear or urgency. Even though time was very much of the essence, my business needed this. My visibility needed this. My bank account needed this. If I'd said yes a month ago, I might already be building 20K months. But I didn't fake a yes. I didn't hustle one up. I stayed with the void. And inside that quiet, I wasn't confused. I was simply waiting. Not in fear, not in collapse, just in alignment with my design. Still, I was yelling at the sky. When the fuck is the fire coming back? Is this still my path? Can I please get a yes or no already? Because the mind will always try to step in. It will tell you what makes sense, what should be done, what timing is best. And in that month, my mind had a whole lot to say, but I didn't let it drive because I don't make decisions from the mind anymore. I live by my inner authority. And eventually, thank goodness, the fire came back. The urge returned. The inspiration roared through me. The timing felt right. The finances had real options. The energy was alive again. The desire wasn't just a flicker. It had roots. And this time it was undeniable. So I reached back out and I said yes, fully, powerfully, and in total alignment. That's how manifestors with ego will authority make decisions. We don't check in with the sacral center like generators. We don't ride the emotional wave like the solar plexus authority folks. We don't scan our spleen for intuitive hits like splenic projectors. We don't need a full lunar cycle like reflectors. We ask, is my heart in it? Do I have the power to sustain it? Is this the right time? And finally, are the finances in order? And if the answer is yes, if all of those are aligned, then we go. And when we go, it's not just a decision, it's a declaration. And when that declaration is true, it changes everything. Okay, part 2, generator with sacral authority. So, how did I make the decision? Well, now let's pretend I'm a generator. I'm not here to initiate. I'm not here to push. I'm here to respond. And I don't make decisions with my head or my emotions or my intuition. I don't sit in a cave and figure it out. First, I follow my strategy. I wait for life to give me something to respond to. And then my inner authority kicks in and my body gives me the answer. And it comes from the sacral center, not the will center. Generators have sacral authority that's connected to the sacral center, that motor that has a binary response, on, off, or yes, no. Not an idea, not a plan, a sound, a gut level vibration, and yes, or no. It's that primal, unmistakable yes or no. It bypasses the logic, skips the pros and cons, skips the emotions, and skips future-oriented thinking, and goes straight to the spontaneous core. So, I'm living my life, and let's say this TEDx course drops into my lap. I hear about it through a friend, or I see it on Instagram. Boom. There it is. Life just handed me something to respond to. That's my moment. How do I make this decision? I ask my sacral center, am I meant to do this? Now, I don't go into strategy mode. I don't go into vision boards. I don't try to think it through. I don't get in touch with my emotions. Instead, I drop in. I feel my body. I ask simple questions. Do I want this? Uh-huh. Is this mine to do? Uh-huh. Do I have the time for this? Uh-huh. Do I have the energy to follow through? Uh-huh. Do I have the money? Uh-huh. And if it's not a full yes, if the sacral hesitates or says, even once, then it's either a no or a not yet. The thing about sacral authority is that it only knows now, not tomorrow, not next year, now. It doesn't forecast. It doesn't guess. It responds to the moment. And if something isn't a yes right now, I don't force it. I wait for life to bring the question again. That's what makes sacral clarity so powerful. It's always in real time. So maybe I heard about the course and my first gut response was, but then I started thinking, do I really have the bandwidth, the money? What if I screw it up? The mind's freaking out. But I come back to the body. I ask again, do I want this? Can I make this work? Do I feel lit up by this opportunity? If I keep getting that yes, that's my answer. And the beauty of being a generator is that once I commit from that yes, the energy to sustain it will be there. That's what we're built for. Generators are built for that. We don't burn out when we're lit up. And that's the key, when we're lit up. But if I override the if I sign up just because it makes sense, or because someone told me I should, or because I wish it were a yes, that's when the generator's not self-theme frustration creeps in. That's when I'll start resenting the work. That's when it all turns heavy. Burnout. So, the decision to join the TEDx course as a generator with sacral authority, it had to come from that deep, full-bodied yes, not from pressure, fear, or logic. Just that unmistakable, the sound of my body saying, yes, this is for you. And when I heard that, I moved, and I trusted the energy would carry me all the way through. So let me ask you this. If you're a manifester with a will, ego, heart authority, can you feel the difference between your heart's true desire and your mind's frantic urgency? Do you trust your timing, or do you force action when the fire fades? When you say yes to something big, is it rooted in the heart energy, financial resources, timing, and a deep knowing of this is mine? If you're a generator with sacral authority, are you asking yourself the right questions? Binary yes or no? One choice at a time questions your gut can answer? Can you tell the difference between your sacral voice and your conditioned mind? Are you honoring your gut response in real time, or are you second guessing, hesitating, or bypassing it? Now you know. You don't need a spreadsheet. You don't need a psychic. You don't even need advice. You need to follow the compass that was built into your body before you ever took your first breath. The one that lives in your sacral, your spleen, your solar plexus, your will, your rhythm with the moon. That's your inner decision-making authority. It's not a metaphor. It's not a vibe. It's a real tangible cellular intelligence that will never lie to you. You just have to learn how to hear it. And even more than that, you have to be willing to follow it, especially when it doesn't make sense to anyone else. Because that's the whole point of living in alignment with your design. Not to be liked, not to be logical, but to be true, to be the truest version of you before the noise, before the pressure, before the conditioning, to trust what's inside you more than what's expected of you, to finally let your body, your energy, your truth lead. Because when you live from inner authority, you stop shape-shifting to fit someone else's mold. You stop leaking energy trying to figure it all out. You stop swimming upstream against your own design. And when you're truly living as you, your real life begins. Opportunities come with less chasing. Relationships deepen with less effort. Money, the timing, the right people, they all start to land. Not because you forced them, but because you were being you. That's what alignment really is. Not a performance, not perfection, but presence. And from that place, everything flows. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Fun, Fierce, Unfuckwithable. If today's episode sparked something within you, share it with a friend or maybe leave a review. It means the world to me and it helps us grow this community. And hey, maybe you'd rather not leave a review. If something simply resonated, I'd love to hear your thoughts, insights, or even your answers to the questions I asked. Want to explore your own human design or Ayurvedic blueprint? Head over to alisaufdavis.com, where you can download your free body graph chart or take the free dosha quiz to discover more about yourself. It's totally free, and it's a great first step to understand how you're uniquely wired. For more ways to connect, head over to alisaufdavis.com or write me at alisa@alisaufdavis.com. Check the link in the show notes and let's get started. Until next time, remember this, my fun, fierce, unfuckwithable soul. You already are everything you seek. Trust in your own power. You've got this.